downtown Edward Jones office.
It's time now. Steamboat Sailors football on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors football.
We are live at Gardner Field. Brian Harvey, Mike Deemer along for the ride. Steamboat Sailors have been on the road for a couple of games. They got a split, winning the first game against Middle Park, 21-7, and then getting rolled by a very hungry Hotchkiss Bulldog team, and man, that was a team that wanted to enact a little revenge on your Steamboat Sailors, because the Sailors rolled them last year. They were really, really young. All those kids returned, and they all had long memories.
Yeah, and Steamboat's got to make the trip down there. It's like you need a passport to get down where their school is, and you're absolutely right. Hotchkiss didn't forget, and they dished it up on the Sailors. But I talked to the boys on Wednesday night. They had a great week of practice. They're feeling good. We're about to go to the national anthem, but on the backside of that, we'll chat about a couple things. Right now, I'll tell you what's hurting the Sailors is injuries have just been devastating for these guys. Oh, it looks like we got a little time.
Yeah, Jack Tracy looks like he may be done for the season, as is the starting quarterback, Tanner Raper.
Tanner's out. Chris Morris is out now. He's done playing. Losing Jack Tracy, I got to tell you, that one really hurts. He's a smart kid. He's a leader on the team. And when you lose Tanner Raper, a leader, a senior leader, and you follow that up by losing somebody who likes the Jack Tracy, it's really, really difficult to overcome that, particularly for a high school team. And you know, the guys at the Wednesday night dinner, they were talking about, you know, Aiden's been playing good, and he's going to try his best to fill in, but you know, you lose somebody like Jack Tracy, what you lose there are the intangibles, not so much everything going on the field. And then on top of it, look at the field tonight. You know, as everybody who lives in Rock County knows, we got thumped with some snow. No big deal for us. But the cold temperatures, when you factor that in with an artificial turf like we have here at Gardner Field, we're talking about a real fine line between a football field and a concrete 100 yards, 100 yards of concrete. Tough for these guys to come into.
What we can hope is that the ball is going to bounce our way. Both teams coming in with a 2-3 record. We'll be right back with the call of today's game. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to take a brief break here for the national anthem, and we'll be back with Steamboat Sailors football on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7.
Hi, Steamboat friends. This is Charlie Green from Mountain Mattress and Furniture. Do you ever notice how grumpy your parents get when house guests arrive? Or how mean your big sister gets when you have to share her room for the weekend? I've got the secret to keep everyone happy. Stop by Mountain Mattress and Furniture on Loggers Lane for the best price and selection on Serta, Tempur-Pedic, and Simmons mattresses. Plus a great selection of linens and even comfy mattresses for the pull-out couch. If everyone sleeps, everyone stays happy, and a great mattress from Mountain Mattress and Furniture is the secret.
Steamboat Ace is a proud sponsor of the Steamboat Sailors. That's not the only way Ace supports the kids in our community.
Hi, Bridget here from Steamboat Ace. We are so proud to be a part of the Steamboat community. It's our priority to support and encourage positive activities and hobbies for our youth.
How do you do that?
In addition to local scholarships, Ace invites the sailor community to fundraise for their activity or club by providing a great venue and supplies to host a hot dog or bake sale.
I love it. Every weekend I can shop at Ace and support a great cause.
Steamboat Ace, you're proud to support the Steamboat Sailors shopping place.
Steamboat Resorts has been welcoming the world to the Yampa Valley for more than 30 years. Hi, this is Todd Siefkin, Executive General Manager for Steamboat Resorts. With a large array of properties situated around the mountain base, we can host you, your family, and friends for your next Steamboat vacation. Call us at 879-8000 and ask for your Locals Connection discount. That's 879-8000 or go online to steamboatresorts.com. Steamboat Resorts, the lodging leader.
We are back live at Gardner Field. We've got the band in the house. It's a brisk night, but that's never slowed us down here in Steamboat.
Is there a full moon? Looks like a full moon up there.
Feels like
there's a
full moon,
huge coming up over Spring Creek. What a beautiful night. The fans are starting to roll in. Stands are getting filled up. We got a lot of Palisade fans here this evening.
They made the trip.
It's going up to the big city for them. Outstanding. We've got our programs. So anyhow, like we were touching on earlier, if the Sailors can overcome this, I just spoke with a couple of the coaches. They as well said they've had a great week of practice. They're really psyched about how the boys have kept their composure. They're not giving up. They're ready to play, and here comes the kickoff.
Big kick here down the left side. It's going to squib down the sideline and go out of bounds. So Palisade looks like they're going to get this one on their own 35-yard line.
And nothing for nothing, but what we touched on prior to the national anthem was one of the big hits the Sailors have taken this week was Jack Tracy going down with a rolled ankle. They were afraid the ankle was dislocated. Here you go. Tracy, who normally kicks off, he's out. The ball gets kicked out of bounds. You got to get somebody with 2 days of practicing because he just did it in the middle of the week, either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Palisade has the ball at their own 35, moving left to right on your radio dial. Of course, you can listen and watch this game on the World Wide Web at the Steamboat Radio YouTube page. Back to pass, throwing it over the left side. He's got a man open, and that one is caught down to the 43-yard line of Steamboat. The quarterback, Cam Tucker, who's been out for a couple of weeks, is back in, and he showed that he can throw the football.
Yeah, that was a pretty pass. Sailors can't get on their heels early. That's the only thing that's really snake bit them early. This first quarter, they either come out strong or come out weak.
Two receivers to the right. Tucker, inside handoff, little trap play over the left side of the line. Sailors read this one, pick up maybe a yard or two for number 24 for the Bulldogs. That's Julio Rodriguez.
Looked like a nice job coming in on the tackle. Finn Russell and my guy Ryan Hansen getting in there. Finn Russell is one that they've been saying all week in practice has really kept the tempo up.
Second down, 8 to go. Ball on the 34-yard line. Pitch over the left side and taken down. Looks like he's got a first down to about the 25-yard line is Franklin Barks.
And that outside sweeping pitch, that's the linebacker's responsibility. They have to collapse over into the flat there, pick up the ball carrier. It's going to give Palisade a first down deep in Steamboat's territory, setting up at about the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 to go. We've got two receivers in tight to the right, one to the left. Fakes the pitch, back to throw. Oh, he's got a man open. Touchdown. Tucker to number 48. That's Logan Harris. And just like that. Yeah, just like that. And Palisade set the Sailors up. They ran the sweep pitch to the left side of the field, picked up about 12 yards, came back, faked the sweep to the right side, and the left side wide receiver who lined up in the slot was wide open.
So here comes the extra point. The hold, the kick, it is good.
That was way good.
Well, the difference between your Steamboat Sailors, who come in with a 2-3 record, and the Palisade Bulldogs, who are coming in at 2-3 as well, is the Bulldogs have been playing a 4A schedule, so they're a 3A team. They've been playing up. They played some really good competition, and they fared okay.
Yeah, no, they've been playing good. And like you said, outside of conference, talking to the boys on Wednesday night, they said, look, Palisade's got the same record as us, but they're a really good football team. And they are historically. Palisade always brings a quality product to the table.
Look at this kid, number 77 here. He weighs 1,720 pounds.
That is either a typo on the program or he's the biggest kid. He's been eating at the diner too much.
Yeah, they rolled him in on a stretcher.
And it cut him back.
Yeah. Baden Parks is running the camera for us tonight. Thank you so much, sir. You can watch this game on the World Wide Web at the Steamboat Radio page on YouTube. You can listen to this with a TuneIn app wherever you are across the globe. Big booming kick. That one's going to go into the end zone.
Yeah, I could tell from the PAT after the Palisade touchdown, they have a kicker. They got a kicking program.
Yeah, he kicked that one to science class.
He did, and I always talk about the need for a quality kicking program. After the flying DeLine family.
The long DeLine of kickers that we had.
That we had from the coaching of the DeLine family was can't be overstated.
We got one receiver to the right, one to the left. It looks like Schott and Gideon. Gideon from the gun tonight. Two running backs to his right and left. He's going to hand that off to Russell over the right side on the option play, and Russell gets stuffed by a pack of Bulldogs.
And as much as I'd like to hope otherwise, this first drive offensively for the Sailors is huge. Whether they put points on the board or not isn't as important, in my opinion, as getting some yardage, getting down the field, making a play, making a series out of it. Because if they can't. They had 4 plays and they gave up a touchdown. They got to dig their heels in, get some offensive production.
7-0 to score. Bulldogs on top of your Sailors. 10:30 and counting left in this first quarter. First drive for the Sailors. Gideon with a handoff to Russell. Russell's met in the backfield by 3 Bulldogs right now. Sailors' offensive line has been the strength, but I'm looking at this Bulldog defensive line, and they are huge.
They are. They're big and they're strong and they're fast. That's the thing you don't often see, the combination of at a high school level. Kid who's big, strong, and very fast, and they're blowing through the Sailors' offensive line right now. We got 2 plays, and we're at major negative yardage. Looking at about 3rd and 14 coming up. Sailors really need to convert here.
Ball is marked down at the 21.5-yard line of Steamboat. Sailors moving right to left. Sailors in their black shirts, red numbers, which are extremely hard for old guys like Mike and I to read.
I'm just making them up at this stage of the season.
Russell gets flanked.
We got a flag in the backfield, so I'm thinking that's a delay game against the Sailors. Going to back them up another 5 yards. So now you're looking at 3rd and 19. And here, going back to what we talked about earlier, if you don't convert the first down, and it's 3rd and 19, if you don't convert the first down, your punter, who's been one of your strongest assets all season, Jack Tracy, is on the sideline. This is not a good position for the Sailors to be in.
We've got trips. No, we've got 4 receivers, empty backfield, off to the right. Different formation than we've seen. Man in Russell. Man in motion is Russell. Russell turns it up, and he's going to get some positive yards on the play, which is going to give whomever is punting a little extra room as he gets out to about the 12-yard line. But that's going to bring up a 4th and about 17 for the first. Sailors would need to get to the 30 for the first, but it is a punting situation.
It is, and I got to say, why not? With the way things are set up, you got 4 wide receivers over there. We know Gideon's got an arm. What do you got to lose? Why not just chuck it down the field? It's not going to end up much worse than a punting situation.
Looks like Ben Schott is punting, and he shanks that one out of bounds. That's going to be a net gain of about 12.
And that's what I was getting back to, is on your 3rd down, you had 4 wide receivers lined up, and you went for the inside handoff. You're not going to pick up 19 yards against Palisades on a handoff that's going off tackle. Why not try to stretch the field? Throw the ball down the field. What do you got to lose, really?
Well, and we know Gideon's actually got a gun. He's a freshman quarterback. He's been under fire. I mean, he got beat up against Hotchkiss because we ended up losing so many players in that game.
Yeah, the injury bug has been brutal.
1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Back the pass, throws it over the left side on a quick slant play. That one falls incomplete.
That was nice, too.
As Tucker.
Leo Davies, I think, for the Sailors, number 4 on the defense there.
And the quarterback, Tucker, was looking for Jace Bush, and Bush couldn't come down with the ball. Nice defensive play by your Steamboat Sailors.
Yeah, Davies is really coming into his own on the Sailors' end of the defensive side of the field. Really nice defensive play there.
So 2nd down, 10 to go. Tucker bringing his troops up to the line. We've got 2 receivers in tight to the right, 2 in tight to the left. They're on the right hash mark. 1 man in the backfield. Tucker under center. He's going to hand this one up. Nope. Quarterback keep over the left side. He's got room. Finds a gap. He's taking it to the 5, and he is going to be down at about the 1-yard line.
I think he got in.
Oh, they gave it to him.
Yeah, they did. He snuck in. Tough job. I mean, not only is Jack Tracy out tonight, but the other stud linebacker, Caleb Cuevas, is out as well. Caleb's got a back injury. When you're going up against arguably one of the powerhouses in your conference, to lose your senior leadership like that is just, when you got 51 Cuevas, the senior, 55 Jack Tracy, the senior, both out of the game. I mean, I'm not making excuses for the Sailors. I'm proud of the fact that they're still going to play hard, and they've been upbeat all week. But, those are the things that are very difficult for a high school team to overcome.
No doubt. And the extra point was good there. So with 8:10 left in this first quarter, 14-0 the score. Sailors in a bit of a hole, but let's see if we can get a decent return here, although the last kick went into the end zone, because this kicker they have has shown he has got a foot. Number 41, Ben Sargent, is a senior. He's a kicker and the punter. And
Palisade is just, as always, is a well-rounded, well-coached, very disciplined football team. Sailors are seeing a little bit of that tonight. You don't want to see them start to fall on the reason being the injuries. They got to still show up. They still got to play hard.
They certainly do. Well, here comes the kick. And it is a big booming kick.
It's like professional level.
This kid's, he's a specimen. 178 pounds, 6'3". He's the punter and kicker. Remember the DeLine brothers?
Yeah, sure.
Very similarly built.
Well, the Lions were great to watch, and their dad was a great coach. And it's a major asset to the program. I mean, you saw the Sailors, the opening kickoff, and I'm not blaming the kicker or the punter. They've had less than a week to adjust to their new role out there. And that's not an easy thing, especially punting.
Tracy was banging those. He was out kicking the coverage.
He was.
So Jack Tracy is a huge loss here.
So is Caleb Cuevas. These are tough losses. Tanner Raper. These are really tough
Empty
losses.
backfield. We've got 4 receivers off to the left, 1 to the right. From the gun is Gideon. Gideon back to pass, spreading it out, throws that ball complete. And that one's shot. Shot gets over the 30. He's got a first down. So the Sailors changing things up a little bit, and we got a first down.
Yeah, nice job. Shot, good hands on a cold night. You know how that football field feels when it comes your way, and particularly the way Gideon throws. He throws a dart. So that's a great job by the Sailors, and I think a good job by the coaching staff, saying, look, this defensive line is stout. If we can give Gideon the time to throw the football, we might get some production here.
So we got Jaden Kemry, Cole Gideon, got 4 receivers now off to the right. They're on the left hash mark, man in motion, and the handoff there, and on the jet sweep as Russell went right to left, and basically the Bulldogs read that one.
Well, they did, and again, when you're missing some of your offensive linemen who have been playing more or less as a cohesive unit all season, and you kind of get that rhythm and that feel for where they're supposed to be, it's a tough assignment right now. And I spoke a bit with number 75, Aiden Story. The kid's he's a little bulldog, and he's really looking forward to the challenge, but it's tough with 3 days of practice.
Jaden Kemry, Gideon. We got 4 receivers off to the right. Quick flag. This one looks like it's going to go against Steamboat. False start. It's going to back him up, and that's going to bring up a second down and about 17 to go for the first. Ball's going to be down at the 25.
And clearly, you don't have to be a genius to understand this. You can't give yourself negative yardage when you're playing a team like Palisade.
1 receiver to the right, 4 to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield, pass complete over the right side, and he picks up a couple 3 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a third down and long as he gets back to about
only picked up a few yards, which is good. It's more than the running game's doing. And you know, Palisade's known one of their strengths has always been, but particularly this year when I was talking to the fellas, they said Palisade's an excellent tackling team. What they're trying to do, the Sailors are, is maybe get man coverage in the outside, in the flats, get the ball to the receiver, see if you can't break loose from one of those tacklers and pick up big yardage.
So it's second down, about 13 to go for the first. 5:49 left in this first quarter. Sailors down 14. Nice pass. He's got the man open. That one's caught by Russell. Finn McMissile gets the first down, and the Sailors are in business with a 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line.
And this is excellent. Gideon, that was a beautiful throw and a well-executed play by the Sailors. Number 40, Russell, went in motion, got into the flat, and was wide open coming down there. Gideon threw a beautiful football. If the Sailors can continue this production, we might have a game here.
So we've got 4 receivers once again, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield. Gideon from the gun, back to pass, throws it to the flat. That one, just incomplete. Looking for Kemry, and he could not come up with it. So
that was an incomplete based on the fact that number 48 for Palisade blitzed up the middle. They did a stunt, and 48 came in completely unopposed. Great job by Gideon, the freshman, number 3, to get rid of the football and not give up the big loss in the sack, because number 48 was coming at him.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 48-yard line. We've got 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball on the left hash mark. Throws it to the flat, and it's cold out there.
Out of his hands a little bit. Yeah, ball gets a little sweaty, gets a little icy, and that one looked like it slipped out of Gideon's hands. Going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and about 10.
5:15 left to go in this first quarter. Sailors down 14-0, but good field position right now as they move the ball to the 48-yard line with 2 first downs on this drive.
And showing some life, too. They're starting to show a little spark out there.
Big shout out to Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank. Member FDIC, they are lending. Gideon from the gun, 1 receiver off to the right, 2 to the left, pitch over the right side, and Finn Russell with some positive yards, picks up about 3 or 4 on the carry, but that's going to bring up a 4th and about 7.
And Russell teased us. Looked like he had a lead blocker who was falling behind. But again, something we touched on earlier, the tackling is one of the things. When I was chatting with the boys at Wednesday night's dinner down at Johnny B's, they were telling me that watching film, Palisade very rarely misses a tackle. These players are well coached in that department.
Punting situation here, and that one's blocked. And it goes out of bounds, so it'll be a 1st and 10. Basically went back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Sailors' 48.
Oh, man, you know how much that must have hurt blocking a kick like that on a cold night like this? It's like a cinder block going through your hands.
And I couldn't tell who the punter was, but it looked like Shot punted it the last time.
Jevin.
Who was that?
Jevin.
What's his last name?
I don't know.
Jevin Hovey, number 5.
Jevin Hovey. All right.
He did a good job getting the ball off. I'll tell you what, Palisade was collapsing on him.
All right, Tucker from the gun, inside handoff. Sailors gash for about 4 or 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about 5 to go. Number 28 on the carry, Franklin Barks.
Number 6 for the Sailors, Ivan Reynolds, getting up there from the defensive back position, assisting the tackle. Tough break for Sailors, but a tougher one for Palisade, picking up a penalty. It looked like about a 10-yard penalty. Must have been holding on that play.
So the Sailors will take it. It's a replay of 1st down, but it'll be 1st and 20 here. The ball back in Palisade territory, down to about the 43-yard line of Palisade. The Bulldogs from the gun. Tucker's got 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 man in the backfield. Little option play, ball's down. And that was picked up by the receiver for Palisade. He squirms his way forward and picks up a yard or 2.
Ooh, boy.
But, man, that was an opportunity that the Sailors almost took advantage advantage of.
God, I wish we could see the numbers. Did you see? You got the eyes out there. who was in on that tackle and the sack in the backfield? See? Make something up. That's what we do.
Mr. Parks, you got to make something up.
Who? That's number 5, Jevin Hovey. I'm gonna give it to Ryan Hansen. If I don't know,
Jevin's sending him checks or something like that. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Pass complete over the left side. And he is pushed out of bounds after picking up about 10 yards. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6 or 7 for the first.
This is the first real spark we've seen from the Sailors defense, pushing Palisade around on the field. Palisade picked up some yardage there, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long. Let's see if the Sailors can hold them. This is a key element in the first half.
All right, 3rd down, about 6 to go for the first. Ball at the Steamboat 44. From the gun, Tucker fakes the handoff, little option play. This is a quarterback keep. He's got the first down. Look out, he's still on his feet. We got a flag on the play, but he's going to take this one down to the 5. Touchdown, but I think it's going to come back.
I think it is coming back. I think we had a block in the back by Palisade. I saw one of the Sailors fly, look like a hit from behind. I think this one's coming back.
If you're watching at home at the Steamboat Radio YouTube, he's a Park, and we got a Parks. So there we go.
Yeah, that's a big penalty against Palisade. The quarterback getting down that sideline and picking up the touchdown, but this one's coming back.
Good. So Monroe Park doing the filming for the high school and the football team. Aiden Park doing the filming here for us at Steamboat Radio. So
now that's an interesting penalty because it's from the spot of the foul. So it brings up 3rd. It got him positive yardage, which you don't often see on a penalty.
High school football is always a little different than college and pros. The rules are all just a little bit strange, but that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. The ball is at the 42.5-yard line. 3 receivers off to the left. Tucker from the gun. 1 man in the backfield. Tucker throws it off to the left, close to a 1st down. He gets pushed out of bounds.
I think he just picked it up on the little pass out into the flats. And he did. It's going to be a 1st down for Palisade. They're just a juggernaut offensively.
In all phases of the game, this Palisade Bulldog team has always been a powerhouse here in Western Slope League football. 3:14 left in this first quarter. Sailors down 14-0. Bulldogs with the ball. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 man in the backfield. Tucker now from the gun. And he's going to hand that ball off inside. Good job by the Sailors as big number 12 got in there, Ben Bogan.
Yeah, he did. That was an excellent job. As well as number 67, River King, getting in. Both of them kind of swept the legs out from the ball carrier and stopped him with only about a 2-yard pickup.
2nd down, 8 to go. Ball at the 35-yard line of Steamboat. Bulldogs moving left to right. They send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 man in the backfield, Tucker from the gun. Another option play. He hands this one up the gut. 1st down, look out. Over the left side, he's at the 10, the 5, and he's going to take this one in the house. Franklin Parks.
I tell you right now, you could tell the Sailors are missing the senior leadership in the linebacker zone of the defense with Caleb Cuevas and Jack Tracy out. The linebackers, that's the biggest glaring weakness right now. Collapsing in on the run, making the tackle when you do get to the ball carrier.
Here comes the extra point attempt, the snap, the hold, and the kick, and it is good. That one sent back to the track. Big shout out to Alpine Lumber. Employee owned and operated, the contractor's choice and the homeowner's need for all your building materials. Go see Skip and the gang at Alpine Lumber. Mountain View Car Wash, helping the Sailors clean the competition between Town and McDonald's on Highway 40. With 2:33 left in this first quarter, 21-0 the score. Sailors in a bit of a hole, and this Palisade team has come in as advertised.
Yeah, and psychologically, if the Sailors get down to some other teams, 21-0, like Summit or Battle Mountain, it's not as shocking. They know they can come back against them. They know they're well matched up. But mentally, when you get down like this, when you get in the hole and you know you're missing some of your senior leaders and you're going up against a team like Palisade, you really got to reach down hard. This is where the coaches got to come through and pull the Sailors, pull them out of their doldrums, if you will.
So here comes the kick. It's a big booming one. He's put the last two in the end zone, and that's where this one goes.
He is blasting them kicks.
For you CSU fans, New Mexico is on top of the Colorado State Rams 14-7. Steamboat Sailors graduate Joe DeLine does play on that Colorado State team.
Kicker down there.
So I'm not sure how much action he is.
Hey, while I got a quick sec, I saw my good friend Brett Shaw here. Everybody in Steamboat knows who Brett is. He was down there with his boys tonight, and I told we got to chat, and he said his mom's a little shook up by the early snow. So I just want to say, Mom and Dad, hello, and don't worry, the weather's going to get nice. But you betcha, baby, you're in North Route. Winter's here.
Clark Dick Circle. All right, inside handoff here by your Steamboat Sailors as they have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. They got snuffed at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. Let's see where the spot is. Looks like it's going to be a 2nd down and 10 to go.
I just think really Sailors got nothing to lose here by spreading the field and letting the freshman quarterback, try to see what he can do. Move the ball. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got some great receivers. I think we should stretch the field and see if we can't get a little separation out there.
2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Sailors down 21-0. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. Something we've seen a lot of today. Cade Gideon, the quarterback, the freshman, back to pass. He's got a man. Oh, and that one's nearly picked off as he was looking for Finn Russell.
Yeah, and that one had a little bit too much hair underneath. And unfortunately, again, with a freshman quarterback, he telegraphed it. He didn't read off any of his other receivers, no checkdowns. He set up in the pocket and looks right to Russell. Lucky that ball didn't get picked off.
And speaking of Russell's Auto Salon, your premier full-service body shop where you always meet by accident. Russell's Auto Salon at 879-1515. They come highly recommended. And I know they've got Mike Lang's car, Uncle Mike, and they've got my car right now that they're working on. Back to pass. Gideon looking inside. Had shot, but that one just overthrown.
Just a little bit. Shot was breaking on a skinny post there and looked to be open, but they just couldn't connect. Going to bring up 4th and long, obvious punting situation for the Sailors. Got to work on the 3 and outs. I mean, they got to get some connectivity down the field. And up to this point in the game, I haven't seen much of the Gideon to Gideon connection. Not even really looking at number 2. I think the Sailors got to get number 2, Cole Gideon, the senior, into the game.
Jevin Hovey with the punt. Oh, he's got a good one here. Nice booming kick up to the 50 where it's fielded by the Bulldogs. Over the right side he goes, still on his feet, shaking and baking down to the 34-yard line. We've got a penalty on the play. Let's see who that's against.
And that one looked like it got mixed up by number 32, James Lerman, who came over from Middle Park a few weeks ago. Good job on the downfield coverage.
Question is this against Steamboat?
Usually on a kickoff. Boy, it's hard, especially on one that's
block in the back.
Oh,
it's against Steamboat.
How does the Sailors block in the back? That's what the penalty was. Block from behind.
So with 127 left, with 127 left in this first quarter, Sailors down 21-0 to the Palisade Bulldogs.
And the problem is when you have Tracy and Cuevas out of the game, you have nobody to shadow the Bulldog quarterback, who is a man-child out there on the field this evening.
3 receivers off to the left, 1 to the right. Bulldogs from the gun. Tucker throws it off to his left. That one's complete. Nice job by the Steamboat Sailors. Good tackle in the open. And I want to say that was that Leo Davies over there?
It was number 4 Davies again. Great open field tackle. Was it?
2nd down, 10 to go for the first. So a big play by your Steamboat Sailors defender there. That was a shoestring tackle on the far side of the field. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 man in the backfield. Tucker's going to keep this ball and take it up the gut. So Tucker got hurt in the first game against Durango, and the Bulldogs really had a tough go of it. This is his first game back, and man,
he looks fresh.
He has not missed a step.
You know what he does nice for a quarterback in particular? When he lets the block set up. He's not in a hurry. He's not impatient. He steps back. He knows he's carrying the ball. He lets his offensive line open the holes for him.
Third down, about 5 to go. Ball marked down inside the 25, down to about the 23. Tucker from the gun. Throwing. He's a lefty. Throws it over the middle. That one falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 5. The question is, will they go for it or will they kick the field goal?
I think with the way the game's going, Palisade's got to work on their whole game, their whole program. I think they're probably going to go for a long field goal.
Well, and this kid has shown, Ben Sargent, that he can kick the football.
Going for a 40-yard field goal.
So here comes the snap, the hold. It's down. The kick is up, and it's got plenty of distance, and it is good.
Wow. That was a pretty 40-yard field goal. I'll tell you what, that's a kicker who's going to be getting contacted by some colleges because that was really nice.
So just like that, it's 24-0 here after.
And that's what I was touching on earlier. When you have a kicking program developed for your football team, you get stopped. You're down on the 30-yard line. You get stopped. You say, no sweat. We're going to go. Actually, that was a 47-yarder. They were set up at the 30.
Right.
So that was a 47-yard field goal.
That's NFL style right there.
47-yard field goal? You better believe it. That's for real.
Yeah, and he had plenty of room.
Yeah, it wasn't like it snuck over.
That was varsity.
Yeah, that was.
So
really
the Bulldogs putting on a little bit of a show here with 6 seconds left in this first quarter, up 24-0. Back deep for your Steamboat Sailors, number 15, Jamison Tracy. So it's great to see him back on the field. Looks like Ben Schott also returning the kick. Big booming kick, and that one is going to go back into the end zone. So the Sailors will get it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. I'd like to thank Steamboat Ace Hardware, the helpful place for hardware, plumbing, tools, grills, garden, and more, offering you knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. Go see Bridget and the gang at Ace Hardware here in Steamboat. Actually picked up some wood pellets for the Traeger.
I spend more time in Ace than I do at my own house. I'm there all the time.
Got a grill brush.
An amazing store.
Oh, yeah. They got everything. So from the gun, 2 men in the backfield. Receivers split, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Inside handoff there. Ball down. Running back down. Fortunately, the ball did not hit the turf.
No, that
was Finn Russell, but he was pushed back
trying
the wrong
to go up
direction.
The left side, and I could see his teammates are just trying to encourage him because he's getting smoked before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. The Sailors they have this patchwork offensive line there, and it's a tough way for the Sailors to end the first quarter. Hello. End of the first quarter.
So 24-0 is the score. You are tuned to KTYV Sports on FM. Big shout out, of course, to the Paoli Group. If you're searching for your own prime real estate, give Chris a call at 870-0552. Also like to thank Celebrations, formerly in Celebrations of Kids, is celebrating their grand reopening tomorrow. And they'll have a brand new arcade game, 1,600 square foot candy store, free games and Hawaiian shaved ice all day tomorrow. So go check it out. Celebrations. Also like to thank Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. If you've got friends coming to town, give them a call at 970-879-8000 for the Locals Connection discount. Also like to thank Mountain Mattress and Furniture, located on Loggers Lane, offering the best prices and service without ever leaving the valley. Shop local, sleep great. Just a few of our great sponsors here of Steamboat Sailor Sports. Sailor soccer team will be down in Evergreen tomorrow. Vlad and Chase will have the call. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Sailors 1st and 10 from their 20. That one's picked off, and it's a pick 6.
Oh, boy, and that linebacker just jumped the play. Sailors ran a crossing pattern with 2 of their wide receivers, and one who came in from the inside never looked over his shoulder. A linebacker, it doesn't get any easier for a defensive player to get a touchdown than that, and I don't believe that was Gideon's fault. I think that was a breakdown on the play. Tough break for the Sailors. You know, this is where it comes in tough for the coaches, trying to keep the momentum, kind of trying to get any momentum for their football team.
So a penalty on the play right at the snap. It's going to be a false start against the offense, so that's going to push him back a few yards. But that's not going to stop Mr. Sargent. We just saw him hit a 47-yard field goal.
Yeah, that's breathing room for this guy. Number 41 has got a leg.
Yeah, he's going to put this one in Mike Apple's backyard. Here comes the snap and the hold. It's down, it's up, and it is good.
He is, not only can he boom it, he is very accurate. That ball, when he is kicking, it is splitting the uprights.
11:53 left in this second quarter, 31-0 the score. Big shout out to Johnny B. Good Steiner, bringing you the shake and bake play of the game.
Welcome to Town Hunters. I have got to say, we have just with this weather up on Rabbit Airs, I am told we were very busy today, and there was a lot of groups of hunters, and they said it was a new level of cold for some of these guys. They're not used to it. No matter year, you can be born and raised in Steamboat. When it's -10 up on Rabbit Airs in October, that's a chilly one.
Well, you know, the snow and the cold drove the elk down, but it also drove the hunters right down to Johnny B. Good Steiner.
Could not been it.
Hot toddies were probably a pretty.
Some of my wife's homemade Irish coffee.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, we were serving up a little tonight.
I bet. All right, so here comes the kick back deep for your Steamboat Sailors. It looks like shot. And Jamison Tracy, big booming kick. This one's going to go into the end zone.
This kicker is a pleasure to watch. I love a kicking game, and this guy, he's got it going on.
He's good. Yeah, this Bulldog team is complete. They usually are. It's been a few years.
Like you said, they're 2-3, but they've been playing some up competition, and that's just a great move by the coaching staff, because you're just making, you know what you need, especially if you're going to make a run for the state championship. You got to develop your team. These guys, this is the class of the conference that we've seen so far, hands down. These guys could really move through the schedule.
You look at who they've got to play. Battle Mountain may give them a little bit of a game. But I don't think so. I don't think so.
Not at this stage.
Because I know Moffat County and Battle Mountain went to overtime. Handoff over to the left side. Rifle has moved up to 4A.
Oh, and the quarterback, Gideon, took a shot. He is down in the backfield. I mean, he took a shot. And I'm not exactly sure how the referees let that go, because it's a running play. He handed the ball off.
That should be roughing the passer.
Absolutely should. I mean, in the pros, they'd have arrested the defender.
If that was Tom Brady, Brady back there, to jail you go.
They would. Gideon took a shot in the backfield, and that's never something good to see.
3 receivers off to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass. Throws it up into the flat. That one's caught by Cole Gideon. Gideon to Gideon, and that's going to be close to a first down, a pickup of 10. But remember, the Sailors were back a little bit, so it's going to be a third down and about 2 to go for the first.
Good to see number 2, Cole Gideon, getting in the game, helping out his little brother.
10:50 left in this first half, 31-0 the score. Let's see if the Sailors can get a first down here. 1 receiver off to the left. That looks like shot. 2 receivers to the right. 1 man, Finn Russell. 2 men in the backfield, And an inside handoff. There goes Russell. And he's going to be real close to the first down.
I'm pretty sure they're going to give him the first down. That was a nice job. Good job by, again, I hate to say it, but this patchwork offensive line, that time they came up strong. They really did open up the line.
And that was James Larman with the carry.
Oh, instead of Russell.
Yeah,
number 32, Larman, who came over from from Middle Park.
Yep.
Good job. And you know what? The guys like him. We chatted about him. He wasn't at the Wednesday night dinner, but they chatted him up. They said he's a good guy, a good teammate, really loves the game.
And he's a Winter Sports Club skier as well. Gideon goes in motion left to right. So we've got two receivers off to the left. Finn Russell again in motion.
Oh, they were going for the direct snap to Russell. But that's going to be a false start against the Sailors. And again, every time the Sailors' offense is starting to put a little momentum together to get a drive going, they shoot themselves in the foot with just these tough penalties, these false starts. You know, you should never have a false start at home. You know the count. The crowd is giving you the benefit. You should never get a false start at home.
First down, 15 to go after the penalty. Three receivers off to the left, one to the right, one man in the backfield. Back to pass. Gideon's got a man open. Oh, man. He had number 12, Ben Bogan, wide open. That went through Bogan's hand. That was on the receiver.
Well, he had to spin around. I'll give him this. He had to spin around and come up for it.
He heard footsteps.
He should have come down with it, but that was that wasn't just something in the bread basket. He had to do almost a full pirouette, got his hands up, but just a little too late. That's a tough break, but you do have to come down with those, help out your freshman quarterback.
So second down, 15 to go for the first. Three receivers off to the left, one to the right.
I like how Gideon isn't flinching.
One man in the backfield, Gideon from the gun. Gideon throws that ball over. He's got a man. That's complete. Picks up about 10 yards on the play, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Seems to me a little bit. I know we're in the second quarter, 9:40 to go in the second quarter. Sailors are down 31-0. But it seems like Palisade's gone into almost a little bit of a prevent. They're really soft in the flats, and the Sailors are starting to take advantage of that.
Well, the Sailors are spreading it out, so they got nobody in the backfield here. They're working to Gideon's strengths. Remember, this offense was originally designed for Tanner Raper, who's more of a running quarterback. Now we've got two men in the backfield, receivers to the right and left. Third down, about 5 to go. Ball marked down at the Sailors' 34-yard line.
They're working hard.
36. Back to pass. Gideon's got a man.
Pass interference.
Yeah, and there it goes. We got flags left, right, and center as Cole Gideon was pushed down, and that's a good call.
They know. Number 2, Cole Gideon got shoved from behind. That was an obvious pass interference. Going to bring up first down for the Sailors.
Huge play.
Yeah, it is.
So the Sailors, they're getting a few first down here.
That's what we want to see.
And we're watching a freshman quarterback here. Every play, he is maturing and learning, and the future is bright, especially when you think that Finn Russell, who's a leader of this team, is only a junior. You've got some great kids in the freshman, sophomore, and junior class.
Tracy, Odie Vandekar, Aiden, who I touched on earlier, Aiden Story. We got some real football players in the underclassmen. Jackson Beal. These guys can play football, and as they come up, you know what? I mean, not writing off this season, obviously. But let's be honest, with the injuries that the Sailors have incurred, they're not going to the state championship. You got to start looking at developing your program.
Three receivers to the right, 1, 2 to the left. Empty backfield. Throws that ball to the flat. That one's caught at the line of scrimmage, and the Sailors are pushed back there hard.
When you're a receiver and you get your legs wrapped around and you can't move and you're still standing up, you know that second hit's coming. That is a tough one to take.
So that's going to bring up a second down, about 11 to go. Sailors have the ball at their own 49.5-yard line, moving left to right on your radio dial. Clock is ticking with 8:35 left in this first half. I'd like to thank our friends at Burlette Roofing, a full-service contractor specializing in damage restoration from roof damage. Visit them online at burletteroofing.com. Second and 11. Back to pass is Gideon. Gideon throws that one over the middle. That one's nearly picked off as he threw that into triple coverage there, looking for Bogan.
Look at the flat here. Number 40, Finn Russell, was
wide
all
open
by himself, and that's what Gideon has got to do. He cannot telegraph where he's going. He's got to look to all facets of the field. He knew he was going right over the middle, and he threw into triple coverage. Lucky he didn't get a pick. Number 40, Finn Russell came out here into the right side flat, and I'm telling you what, folks, he was wide open and all by himself.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. We've got 3 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Empty backfield. Sailors spreading it out. Back to pass. Gideon throws that ball up, and that one is intercepted as he threw it kind of in between Russell and Gideon.
You know, I think Russell almost could have had a go at that ball, but he thought it was going to Gideon, so he
and vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa, and they kind of both stepped away and allowed the defender to get to it. And I know it's a turnover, but I'm not totally against that because, again, we're going back to you're developing your players, and I know I can see right now number 3, Cade Gideon is all frustrated with himself on the sideline, but the coach has got to tell him, son, it's okay. You're learning here. You're a freshman. We get it.
You're playing a Division III school. So we've got 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left, handoff over the left side, and the Sailors able to make the tackle after a 5-yard game. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 4.5 for the first.
That was a good job by the Sailors, especially number 32, James Larman, getting in there. This kid's showing that he's part of this program. He's really into the game. He's really into the team, and he's making an impact.
2nd down, about 5 to go for the first. Tucker from the under center. Pitch over the left side here. Positive yards, and he's going to be real close. I think he's got the first down, depending on where they spot him, as big number 34, Caleb Hicks, picks up 5 on the play.
That was a good job by number 12 for the Sailors, Ben Bogan, and number 4, Leo Davies, stretching the field and preventing him from picking up more yardage. I'll tell you what, Bogan's become a football player.
He has, no doubt.
Thank goodness he's remained healthy. And again,
he's a sophomore. Yeah, first down, 10 to go from the 50. 1 receiver to the left, 2 men in the backfield. Tucker under center. Handoff inside over the left side of the line. Positive yards, picks up about 9.
Boy, you look at that play. He picked up 9 yards, and look as he's done. There was 4 blockers for the Palisade Bulldogs still in front of him, still driving down the field. This line, offensively and defensively for Palisade, is clearly one of their strengths.
2nd down, about a yard to go for the first. Sailors down 31-0, 6:36 and counting left in this first half. 1 receiver off to the left. Tucker from the gun. He's got 1 man in the backfield. Tight line right now. Inside handoff. No, that's a quarterback keep. Positive yards. Tucker stays on his feet, picks up the first down and then some as he rolls down to about the 27-yard line of Steamboat.
He gets past the line of scrimmage. He is just moving. He is a downhill ball carrier.
So Tucker showing that he can pass and run, putting on a display here. I'd like to thank Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank with locations in Steamboat and Craig. They are lending. Member FDIC. 1 receiver wide to the right, ball on the left hash mark. 1 man in the backfield. At this point, with a 31-0 lead, Palisade looks like they're just trying to keep the clock running. Now he's passing. The lefty throws it up over the middle. He's got a man open. Touchdown.
Boy, he works that play action like nothing I've seen. Not from any high school quarterback, honestly, since maybe Austin Hinder, 2008, 2009. The way he works the play action, when you got to respect him for his ball carrying abilities, you can't play deep. Well, you got to cheat towards the line of scrimmage. He does that play action. His receivers get wide open.
Logan Harris with the touchdown, the tight end. And there's the kick, and it is up and good. And it looked like a running play, and that's the play action worked wonderfully. He only had 1 receiver out. That was his tight end who was lined up on the line and released, and just like that,
he was wide open. And again, not to belabor the point, but that's the job of the linebackers. And until this week, the Sailors had some of the best linebackers we've seen this season with Tracy and Slowey sometimes getting off the line of scrimmage, and Caleb Cuevas. now those guys, Slowy's still in, but losing Tracy with his leadership in Cuevas, those are tough breaks for the Sailors defense.
Well, the CSU Rams have tied things up with New Mexico 14-14 with 4:13 left in the first half.
We haven't called Slowy's number much this evening.
I wonder if he's dinged up. I mean, the Sailors just lost a boatload of players in that game against Hotchkiss, and then a few went down in practice. Big booming kick. This one is going to go into the end zone once again, and it will be a touchback.
Because Slowy was playing great for a few weeks there. He really was. The tandem of him, Tracy, and Cuevas out there in the defense, and with Finn Russell, of course, and then you add in the skills of Ryan Hansen and River King, and they were defensively, until last week, the last game or the one before the bye, they were playing strong. And boy, you just hate to see them get on their heels on a night like tonight against a tough opponent.
So it's 1st and 10 for your Steamboat Sailors from their own 20-yard line, down 38-0. 5:47 left in this first half. Let's see if the Sailors can mount to drive together. They've got two men in the backfield, receivers to the right and left. Gideon throws that one to the flat. That one's complete.
Nice.
Picks up about 6 or 7 yards. I mean, the freshman has got a gun. He is a good quarterback.
He really is. He's got good vision. If he could learn to check through his receivers a little more, not telegraph to his primary target, and run plays like that, pick up 5, 6, 7 yards on the pass plays, they could move the ball down the field.
2nd down, 4 to go. Ball down at about the 27-yard line. Two men in the backfield, one receiver off to the right. One wide to the right, one in tight to the left. Ooh, high snap. Good play by Russell as the snap went up, it was high. Gideon couldn't handle it, tipped off his hand, but Finn Russell was aware enough to make the play.
That was huge by Russell. He got crushed in the backfield and gave up a huge loss. But if not for his ability to see that the ball was skipping through the air and to come down with it, we'd be looking at another Palisade touchdown.
So the clock's the clock's still running here with 4:30 left in this first half. Sailors down 38-0. Ball is at their own 20-yard line. 3rd and 10 on the loss. From the gun is Gideon. He's got one man in the backfield with him. Gideon back to pass. He throws that one up. And Cole Gideon ran into the defensive back, but there was no call on the play.
Two slammed into two, but number 2 for the Palisade Bulldogs had position on the field making a play for the ball.
Wasn't even looking at the receiver.
Yeah, Gideon
it was a good call.
Into him. They're trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands as fast as they can because the pressure from the Bulldogs with their defensive line and the blitzing linebacker, they've been sending one linebacker on the blitz on every passing play.
Looks like there's a penalty on the play. So that's going to march the Sailors back. And it is going to bring up a 3rd and about 20, it looks like, for the first down as the ball is inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
3rd and a country mile.
So the Sailors need to pick up some positive yards here to get the punter out of the shadows of his own.
What they really have to do is watch for going for anything too over the top and giving a turnover or worse, another pick 6.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield. That's Russell for protection. Gideon from the gun, back to pass, looking, and dumps it off to Russell. Nice. Russell's on his feet. He's back to the line of scrimmage and then some. He's close to the first down. That's going to bring up a 4th and about 4 to go. So a nice play by the Steamboat Sailors, setting up the screen.
Quick developing play. Got them out of the shadow of their own goalpost. They're going to have to punt here, but at least they're not, they don't have their back up against the wall.
4:07 left in this first half. 38-0 to score. Sailors are going to be punting with a 4th. I misjudged it on the far sideline. It looks like it's about 7 to go for the first. And here comes the snap and the kick.
That's
nice punt. And that one's going to bounce down, and it's going to take a Steamboat bounce, picked up off the turf, and positive yards here, taking up the right sideline by the Bulldogs.
Good job by the Sailors special teams getting down there. The punters, who was there? Who was that on the punt? Was it number 5 again?
Yes.
Yeah, Hovey.
Outstanding job. Jevin Hovey, number 5, is really doing a nice job taking over the punt responsibility.
Well, and to think he started off, he had a shank punt that maybe netted 10 yards. He is, that can wreck a guy.
Sure, yeah.
And he's
really
figured it out, and that was a big,
great job by the downfield coverage, too. Good job by the Sailors special teams.
So it's 1st and 10 for your Steamboat Sailors, for the Bulldogs from their own 45. Ball was down, picked up by a lineman, and he's able to rumble and stumble for about 6 yards on the play. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 4.
Palisade has a broken play, picks up 6 yards.
We could use a few broken plays like that. Ooh, we got a late flag.
That's usually when something gets a little chippy.
And this one is going to go against the Bulldogs, so we will take that. I'd like to thank our friends at Alpine Lumber, Skip and the gang, for all your building materials. They're employee-owned and operated, the contractor's choice, and the homeowner's friend. Easy to find on the other side of the tracks from Walgreens.
I think that was illegal formation because they went from the original line of scrimmage.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15. Ball marked at the Bulldogs' 40-yard line. Palisade moving right to left on your radio dial. If you're watching this on the Steamboat Radio YouTube page, Bulldogs are white tops, burgundy pants. Man in motion, and a pitch to him going left to right to left, over the left side. We've got a flag on the play. He's going to be close to the 1st down as big number 28 for the Palisade Bulldogs.
That's going to go against number 2 for the Bulldogs, a total hold as the play was developing. That's going to be a big penalty going against Palisade. The Sailors defender was trying to get to it, and I think it was number 4, Davies again, who, by the way, is quietly becoming a good football player. He got pulled down from behind. I think it was number 4 who got pulled down from behind. That's going to be 10 yards against Palisades.
So that will bring up a 2nd down and a country mile here as the ball is going to be marched back to the 31-yard line of Palisade.
So it'll be about 24 yards.
So one receiver off to the left. Everybody else in tight. Inside handoff over the right side of the line. And the Bulldogs have a new quarterback in. The junior, Gabe Harrison.
Not a bad idea. I mean, like we said earlier, barring an injury to the quarterback that we didn't see, a good coaching staff's going to develop their players.
Well, and we've seen that with Rocky Whitworth with the Glenwood program, and this Palisade program is storied. And we know that Cam Tucker, the quarterback who started today, this is his first game since playing against Durango, so they want to save him for the season. He's been hurt. Pitch over the right side, positive yards, and he's over the 50 down to about the 48-yard line of Steamboat. That's Caden Sparks.
He was running hard, boy. He is a tough guy to bring down when he gets into the open field.
So the pitch over the right side picks up about 12 on the play. That'll bring up a 4th down and about 3 to go. Something tells me that the Bulldogs will go for it with 2 minutes left in this first half. Sailors down 38-0. Clock is stopped as he went out of bounds. We've got 2 receivers off to the right, nobody to the left, 1 man in the backfield. Quarterback from the gun, and a handoff. And that's positive yards. 1st down here for Palisade as they march it down to the Sailors' 40.
Boy, you see the Sailors string together a couple plays, get a little momentum going, and then give up the big play. But a nice job there, making the open field tackle by number 4, Leo Davies.
So the clock's rolling here with 1:36. 38-0 the score. Bulldogs on top. Ball at the Sailors' 40. Bulldogs moving right to left. One man in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Ball at the center of the field. Inside handoff there. And still on his feet. No, that's a quarterback keep, and he's got the first down. Shifty play there by number 19, Gabe Harrison, the backup quarterback, picks up a first down on a 12-yard carry.
I'll tell you what, I dare say you or I running behind this offensive line would be picking up first down yardage.
Maybe you
guys. These guys can really block downfield.
I used to have wheels. They have left me. They have flattened. So we've got one receiver off to the right, one man in the backfield, and inside handoff. And positive yards here for the Bulldog. Pickup of about 6 on the play. That's going to be just marked down just outside of the 20, down to about the 21-yard line. Clock rolling here, just under a minute left in this first half. Second down, 3 to go.
I do have my new hip, courtesy of Dr. Andreas Sauerbrei and Nurse Margot, feeling better than ever. But
we know that Nurse Margot did most of the work.
My titanium side.
All right, under center. Inside handoff there to number 24, Rodriguez. Rodriguez, positive yards. Still on his feet. Ball down. Looks like it might be a fumble. Do the Sailors recover? And it looks like they did.
Outstanding job. I think number 19 fooled us both. The quarterback for the Bulldogs kept the ball and had it stripped right just short of the goal line. Great job by the Sailors, not giving up, stripping the ball carrier of the ball, and more importantly, coming up with it. Going to give him the ball back 27 seconds. I'm saying you don't do anything crazy. Don't find yourself down by any more. You literally are deep in your own territory. Your defense did the job. Don't take the victory away from them.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Sailors on the turnover from their own 10-yard line. Gideon under center, and I think he's just going to take a knee here. This is literally the second time we've seen him under center this whole game, and he does. So just like that, we march into halftime here. Steamboat Sailors down by a bunch, 38-0. And it's been a tough one for Steamboat, but they're still playing hard. Big shout out, of course, to all of our sponsors: Mountain View Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, the Paoli Group, Celebrations, formerly Celebrations of Kids. Also like to thank Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals, Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Johnny B. Good's Diner, and Burlette Roofing. Also like to thank Yampa Valley Bank and Alpine Lumber. It's Steamboat Sailors football. We'll be back with some first half stats and second half action here on your Steamboat Sailors Sports Connection. KTYV, Sports on FM at 105.7 and on the World Wide Web at steamboatradio.com. Steamboat Ace Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham.
Hi, Billy. How are you guys? Hey, Connie. Hey, guys.
Steamboat Sailors football on KTYV Sports on FM.
Mike Deemer in the house.
And SteamboatRadio.com.
Spielberg.
Sports this season. Whether basic wash or full detail, we know that the key to providing you with excellent service is teamwork and attention to detail. So while the Sailors
I can't take full credit for it.
this season, we'll be
Although,
I'm not casting. I'm not angry. It's amazing work.
I'm focused on the game, so it wouldn't be beyond.
Mountain View Car Wash.
Oh, thank you.
Hillberries, just awesome touchdown.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special virtual guest here with us tonight. Coming out on the track. This is the 1979
What's that?
state champion football team from right here in Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Nice. Well, I hope we're doing okay because we're doing a little bit of turf polish right now.
The Steamboat Sailors.
Not only were they the 79 state champions in football, but they were the 1979, 80, and 81 track state champions. The after the 1979 football state champs was number 1, Shane Jacobs, Number 2, Kent Williams. Number 5, Derry Moore. Number 7, Ken Struble. Number 8, Scott Clemson. Number 12, Ed Ferguson. Number 20, Shane Webb. Number 22, Richard Walker. Number 32, Stan Clements. Number 34, Fred Kapmeyer. Number 35, Doug McGill. Number 36, Tom Southall. Number 42, Cliff Nordyke. Number 44, Mitch Graff. Number 52, Mike Williams. Number 53, Dale Cooper. Number 55, Joe Romano. Number 58, Eric Senzenbecker. Number 62, Richard Chamberlain. Number 63, Curtis Yandel. Number 65, Brett Buevis. Number 66, Gene Mathis. Number 68, Charlie Hill. Number 69, Steve Hicks. Number 71, Rusty Chandler. Number 73, Dick Jones. Number 76, Dale Coyner. Number 79, Roger Hume. Number 82, Mark Streeter. Number 84, Marty Selman. Number 85, John Gittleson. Number 90, Chris Ferguson. They were coached by Mark Drake, Bob Harris, Chris Decker, Bo Yenny, John Romano, and Richard Southall. Some of the recognitions for the players: Kent Williams was on the 81 All-State game.
That was your
Scott Clemson was All-Conference and All-State second team.
KTYV.
Richard Walker was All-State honorable mention. Fred Kapner was All-Conference and played in the 1981 All-State game. Tom Southall was All-Conference, All-State first team, 2A Player of the Year, 2A Black of the Year, and 2 MVP of the 81 All-State game. He was also inducted into the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame in 2019 and was the award winner for the Steinmark Award. Mitch Graff, All-Conference. Joe Romano, All-Conference, All-State first team.
I'm Brian Ripley.
2A Lineman of the Year.
16 years of experience managing
playing in the 1980 All-State game.
here in Round County. I'm the
Gene
ranch rural
Mathis,
property specialist for the
All-Conference.
Pale
Charlie Hill, All-Conference.
Realty.
Bill
Put your
Corner,
trust in someone that has
All-Conference, All-State
practical
first team.
experience and knowledge to help
Mark
you
Streeter,
all of your ranch rural
All-Conference, honorable mention.
I aspire to help you reach all of your real estate
Let's give
goals.
this
I'm
group
Brian
a
Ripley.
remarkable
You can
group of
find me
men
at
a huge Steamboat applause. We set the bar very high for the years to come for Sailor football. Thank you. You'll never be forgotten.
Not just oil and brake, but also your windshield wipers, so you can see better. Get quick tips so you don't get hit.
Russell's not a slide, where we always meet by accident. Call us at 970-879-1515.
Go Sailors! Roulette Roofing is a full-service Colorado contractor specializing in damage restoration and roof damage and assisting you in the recovery process following a property damage event. Visit rouletteroofing.com for more information and a free consultation. That's BERLETroofing.com. Roulette Roofing is proud to support the Steamboat Sailors football team for the 2019 season. Visit rouletteroofing.com for more details.
It's time now for your Steamboat Sailors Spotlight on 105.7 KTYV Sports on FM.
My name is Cole Gideon. I'm a senior in middle school. I'm number 2. Position is quarterback. It's my first year playing high school. My childhood. I also like to play lacrosse, golf, and ski race pretty quickly. Outside of school and sports, I'm also involved in AHS and other clubs. I do not know where I'll go to college yet, but I tried ski racing in college. My favorite discipline in skiing is probably, it kind of depends on the day, but I'd say downhill because it gets real fast and in
freshman.
Nice.
California.
So you play on the JV team?
Yes.
What's your name?
Baden Park.
Baden?
Yes.
His mom's Heather. You know Heather Park?
Just have fun and be successful. What I remember most about being a sailor is the brotherhood that we have in the time in the locker.
I used to cheat skiing with your dad years ago.
Yeah.
Your little brother Griffin, he's a character.
Older brother.
Older brother's Griffin.
Younger brother.
Younger brother. Owen, he's a character.
Yes.
He's I have a Griffin. My son's Griffin, but he's 10. So I think Owen is like, what, a year or two older than him?
Yeah.
Is he in middle school now?
Yeah.
Like 7, 8?
He's a 6th grader.
6th grade.
You're a freshman?
Yes.
So you got Griffin in 5th grade, so there.
If you're looking for a better making,
What about your older brother? What grade is he?
He's a sophomore.
Is he playing football?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for helping us out, man. It's greatly appreciated.
Griffin Park, number 44. You guys are going to be good in a few years. Keep everybody together.
Yeah.
I hate this song.
Of course you do. So good. So good. So good. He's a damn Yankees fan.
It just sounds good. My kids started singing the other night. I was like, no.
25 years.
The whole hockey team sits in the locker room.
Hometown eatery serving delicious home cooked food with
So we're in Disney. We're going down the line.
We have breakfast all day, every day. Fast filling affordable lunches, enjoyable family dinners,
Past me. She's got a Red Sox.
here at Johnny
I said, you know what the Red Sox are doing this
Dine in or carry out 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until close every day of
I'm
the
like,
year.
same thing we are. She was like, fine.
38 Lincoln, downtown Steamboat Springs.
The team of
See if you guys can get past the Astros.
They're tough.
I'll be
Tell you what,
for the Astros.
getting past, what's his name, Cole and Verlander. You know, they got two.
How about the Dodgers, man? Did you watch that game?
You know what's cool about that? The Nationals who added them without Bryce Harper.
That's a good story. Baseball's an interesting sport. Pete, how are you, bud? Hey, you still here?
You still got Backdoor sports.
But their salads are really good, man. I'm saying. So babe, you play any other sports?
Lacrosse.
Nice. What position do you play?
I was a midfielder last year, backup goalie.
Yeah.
And I think this year I might play an attack.
Nice. Yeah, my Griffin just started playing lacrosse. He scored a couple goals last year, which was huge for him because he plays hockey, he plays defense.
Yeah.
He's so unlike me. He loves defense.
What's that little contraption? Is that like a shield? What,
Yeah, it's for...
In the
I
bench?
think they got it for soccer.
wind off and stuff? Ain't nobody standing there all night.
Do they have soccer?
Heaters in there?
I don't think so.
The heaters in there?
No, they just shield the wind. It's a soccer thing. It's totally. If you look at the pro soccer teams, they've all got those little. You know, it's when Raider fans start throwing batteries and stuff.
Oh, right.
That's what that's for.
I understand.
Yeah.
I love my battery. I've been recycling batteries.
I think we may be on it.
Waiting for the move to Vegas.
Sports on FM is brought to you by Alpine Lumber, Johnny B. Good's Diner, Mountain View Car Wash, Steamboat Ace Hardware, Raleigh Auto Club, Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals,
and the Paoli Group with Colorado Group Realty.
It's time now. Steamboat Sailors Football on KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and SteamboatRadio.com.
Now let's go to the booth for the call of Steamboat Sailors football.
Brian Harvey, Mike Deemer, back live at Gardner Field after one half of play. Your Steamboat Sailors in a bit of a hole. 38-0 the score. We still got a few more minutes left until second half action, but a tough half for your Steamboat Sailors. Some bright spots.
Yeah, the passing game had a few bright spots. The defensive backfield played really good. It's just the patchwork line offensively, defensively, and the linebacker course, we touched about it early in the game. The Sailors have taken some hits. I counted up. They got 9 seniors in the starting roster. 5 of them are out tonight with injuries and possibly out for the rest of the season. I'm sorry, folks, but when you have, and not just 9 seniors, we're talking about the 5 guys out, or all 5 were starters on both sides of the ball. So you lost 5 out of 11 starters on your offense, defense, and special teams. And then you go up against a team like Palisade where they're tough to play if you have everybody hitting on all cylinders. Tough road to hoe.
It certainly is. Sailors, though, certainly not giving up. We've seen some ball movement here. The freshman quarterback, Cade Gideon, is playing nicely. He's completed some big balls, thrown a few errant passes, and he's learning every single snap. And the future's bright. We're sitting here next to Baden Park, who's a freshman. And
brother Griffin Park's playing. A lot of sophomores on this roster. You look down at, you see the number 10, number 11 a lot, number 10 all over the place. The future is bright. What you gotta start doing is not only are you developing number 3, Cade Gideon, the freshman, who's been a bright spot all season. When the first starter, Diego Effinger, goes down with an injury in practice for a season, even hurts, and feel so bad for Diego. I know him well. He was practicing all year with Coach Jim and just looking forward to the season. Goes down a week before the season starts with a knee injury. Then you get Tanner Raper in there, who is a great offensive weapon on the outside of the box. He has to take over at quarterback. He goes down with a dreadful injury. We saw over in Miller Park when he took the shot to the helmet. Now you're relying on your freshmen. So you're playing for the future. What you got to do is keep Cade's head into the game. Be tough. It's tough for him. He's going to get down on himself. Throws a few picks, but he's really throwing some good footballs. You got to keep him upbeat, keep him focused.
Steamboat Sailors football brought to you by our friends at Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank, member FDIC. With locations in Steamboat and Craig, they are lending. Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated. Go see Skip and the gang for all your building materials, the contractor's choice, and the homeowner's friend. We are getting ready for second half action here at Gardner Field. Don't forget tomorrow, Vlad and Chase making the trip down to Evergreen tomorrow afternoon. The Steamboat Sailors soccer team will be taking on Evergreen High School, and we will have that game right here on KTYV Sports on FM. And if the technology god's smiling us, you'll be able to watch that soccer game on the World Wide Web at the Steamboat Radio YouTube page. Steamboat Sailors making their way on the gridiron here, hometown crowd here. Kind of cool. The 1978 undefeated team was honored here at halftime. Tommy Southall and the gang. Really cool to see.
Yeah, it was. It was outstanding. And it's good to see how the Sailors came out of the locker room. Nobody's heads down. They're fired up. The coaching staff has got to tell them, look, guys, let's play a half. Let's play a half of football. Don't look at the scoreboard. Right now it's 0-0. Let's go out there and let's show what we're made of. Let's play one half of football, see what we can do.
Well, and, they're going to continue to grow. As we say, the future is bright here. We've got a relatively young team, and it's gotten younger because a lot of the seniors have gotten hurt. And that's just a bummer, when you see 2 of your starting quarterbacks go down with injuries. Then you lose Jack Tracy, who not only did the punting and kicking duties, but also was a beast on the field. We play Ironman football here in
leadership.
Steamboat. And, yeah, not to mention what they contribute on the field, but the leadership they bring in the locker room and on the sideline.
You know, not to put a wrap on this season by any stretch, but when you look down this roster, starting with Cade Gideon, the freshman, there's some kids who have really stepped up and have played great football. Number 12, Ben Bogan. And I don't want to miss anybody, but, you know, just looking at some of the names. Number 15, Jamison Tracy. 24, Brody Bosick. James Larman, a junior. Odie Vandekar. Finn Russell. Ryan Hansen, one of my favorite players out there. River King, Aiden Story. These guys are Jackson Beal. They're all coming back next year. This is going to be a tough team next year, and we're looking forward to it.
So if you are a Colorado State fan, the Rams have a 21-14 lead over the University of New Mexico Lobos. Oregon and CU just underway. 11-11 left in the first quarter. Oregon's on the board already with a 7-0 lead. Colorado has the football for their opening drive. We'll keep you posted on that. Also like to thank Mountain View Car Wash, helping the Sailors clean the competition between town and the mountain on Highway 40. Also like to thank Russell's Auto Salon, bringing you the collision of the game, where you always meet by accident, your premier full-service auto body shop. Easy to find, West Steamboat on Highway 40 at 879-1515. Steamboat Ace Hardware, the helpful place for hardware, plumbing, tools, grills, garden, and more, offering you knowledgeable advice, helpful service, and quality products. Chris Paoli and the Paoli Group. If you're searching for your own prime real estate, give them a call at 970-870-0552. Also like to thank Celebrations, our newest sponsor, formerly Celebration of Kids in downtown Steamboat Springs, celebrating their grand reopening. They've totally refurbished the place, and it is happening tomorrow till 7 o'clock. Brand new arcade games, 1,600 square foot candy store with free games and free Hawaiian shaved ice all day. Also like to thank Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. If you've got friends coming to town, give them a call at 970-879-8000 for the Locals Connection discount. Mountain Mattress and Furniture, located on Loggers Lane, offering the best prices and service without leaving the valley. Stop in for a test nap today. Shop local and sleep great. And, of course, Johnny B. Good's Diner, bringing you the shake and bake play of the game, the best burgers, milkshakes, dogs, and I got to say, man, you have the best salads in town, and you're going to be doing some new stuff this fall, correct?
Yeah, we're doing a lot. We're going to start, we just put a brand new computer system in, which has been an interesting endeavor, but it's really helped out. We revamped our menu. My wife put a ton of work in, really bumped up a few of the items, but what we're really going to start to focus on this fall is doing family-style to-go meals. You know, moms aren't sitting home all day anymore in an apron waiting to cook dinner for the family. Most moms, especially in Steamboat, are in the workforce, and you know, moms and dads are out there. They're all earners now, and they're all running around with the kids. So we're going to try to make it easier on families in the boat and offer family-style meals to go. Meatloaf, chicken fried steak, things like that. So we got a lot of exciting things coming down the pike, and it's kind of reinvigorated it for us all. You know, we're going on 25 years. I'm halfway done with my tenure at the diner, and you know, just needed a little something to give us an extra spark, and I think we might have found it, and we're really looking forward to it as we go into ski season.
Also like to thank Burlette Roofing, a full-service contractor specializing in damage restoration from roof damage. Visit them online at burletteroofing.com. Steamboat Sailors will receive the kick here to start the first half, but Sargent, the kicker for the Palisade Bulldogs, is a beast. This kid has put every kickoff into the end zone, and he continues with that big high kick that's going to bounce and go right into the end zone.
When you got a weapon like that in your kicking game. We saw him make a 47-yard field goal. He's made 5 extra points by absolutely splitting the upright, and the Sailors haven't had the opportunity to even return a ball once. It's great for a coaching staff for them to know that their kicker is going to pin the offense on their own 20-yard line darn near every time.
So 1st and 10 for your Steamboat Sailors from their own 20-yard line, moving right to left on your radio dial. Sailors in all black, red numbers, red piping on the uniforms. Cade Gideon, the freshman quarterback, moving from the empty backfield from the pistol. He's got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, spreading them out here. Gideon from the gun. Here comes the snap. He's got a man in the flat. That's complete to Russell. Russell over the left side picks up positive yards. Out of bounds after a pickup of about 5.
Good job by Russell to get to the sideline after picking up 5 yards and fighting off 3 of the Palisade defenders.
2nd down, 5 to go. Ball marked down at the Sailors 25. 11:24 and counting left in this third quarter. 38-0.
Now I thought Russell got out of bounds. Are we in a running clock?
We could be. So we'll see on the next play. What the deal is.
He got
Mercy rule
bounds.
may be in effect. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're on the left hash marks. Looks to his right, throws that one to the flat, little behind his receiver. Falls incomplete as the receiver was nailed right when he touched the ball.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's a tough hit to take on a cold night like tonight.
Well, Gideon did throw that one just a little bit behind him.
That looked like, was that Jamison Tracy? No.
No, I think
you can tell with these numbers. Number 26, Jaden Kemry.
Yeah, it was Kemry.
Was out there.
It was Kemry.
And he took a shot, but he bounced right up.
Yep, tough kid.
I think we are at a running clock because it's still going.
Yeah, it must be if that was an incomplete pass. So mercy rule in effect right now with the Sailors down 38-0. In the flat, pass thrown. That one's almost caught there by Gideon. Gideon to Gideon there, and he nearly brought that one down.
Yeah, boy, that was close. Tough play. That's a tough football to catch. Anybody who's caught a football knows on a night like tonight with that bite in the air, that is a tough one to come down with.
So 4th and about 5 to go. 9:57 and counting left in this third quarter. Mercy rule in effect. Hovey is the punter, and after his first shank, he is really settled down. Big high kick, not a bad one. Look out, that one's bouncing, takes a Sailor bounce, and it's going to fall down at about the 43-yard line of Palisade.
Good job, number 32 again, James Larman down there on the coverage. And one of the players we were touching on earlier is another junior. Came over from Middle Park a few weeks ago and has really assimilated into his program well.
Sailors football brought to you by Yampa Valley Bank. They are lending. Yampa Valley's only locally owned bank with locations in Steamboat and Craig. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 43-yard line, moving left to right on your radio dial. Bulldogs in white with burgundy pants, numbers, and sleeves. And looks like number 19, Gabe Harrison, back in at quarterback. And inside handoff there, picks up about a yard or 2, does Julio Rodriguez.
And that's an obvious move by the Palisade Bulldog coaching staff. You're up 38-0. It's a cold night. You're on an artificial turf field, so believe me, that field is tough. It's like cast iron down there. You don't want to risk dinging up your starting quarterback.
One man in the backfield and a handoff over. No, quarterback keep over the left side. Positive yards, and number 19, Gabe Harrison, is going to pick up the first down.
And alluding to what I was just saying, when your second string quarterback has got wheels like that, he gets to the outside and he has open field. He can really motor.
So the clock continues to run here. 7:58, mercy rule in effect. Bulldogs on top of your Steamboat Sailors, 38-0. 1st and 10, ball marked down at about the 46-yard line. Man in motion, the pitch over the left side. That's Rodriguez. He picks up positive yards. He finds the corner and picks up 20 before he's pushed out of bounds.
Good job by the last line of defense for the Sailors. I think, again, that was that number 15 or number 16? Young Eyes, who was that on the defense? Number 15?
To me,
I think it was Jamison Tracy.
Yeah.
Number 15 over there. That was number 15, Jamison Tracy, coming up to make the hit. I got to meet number 16, Daniel Raper, this Wednesday. Nice kid as well. Got a good future with this program.
One receiver to the right, handoff, little trickeration there over the right side. Still on his feet is number 2, Caden Sparks, takes it down inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line.
Boy, really good job saving a touchdown by number 40, Finn Russell. And again, number 15, Jamison Tracy, stepping up for his older brother, Jack, and making the play with number 40, Finn Russell. The two of them combined to prevent another touchdown for the Bulldogs.
So first and goal to goal, ball marked down to the 8-yard line of Steamboat, 6:30 and counting. Sailors down 38-0, and the Bulldogs once again knocking on the door. 2 men in the backfield. Harrison, the quarterback, under center. Inside handoff. And that one is going to be close.
Come up short. Good job by the interior of the Sailors defense.
Ball carrier number 24, Julio Rodriguez, the junior, picking up more yards there. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line, as he took that one inside the line. This line is just monstrously big.
They're big, they're strong, they're fast, very athletic line.
2nd down, 2 to go. Ball at the 2-yard line of Steamboat. Bulldogs up 38-0, looking to add to that. One receiver off to the left. 2 men in the backfield. Inside handoff, and that looks like it's going to be a touchdown. Number 24, Julio Rodriguez. So it was all Rodriguez on that particular series. So 44-0 is the score with 5:20 left in this 3rd quarter.
Tough couple weeks for the Sailors, between going down to Hotchkiss, running into a buzzsaw down there, some of the injuries that occurred in that game, and then the following weeks of practice, and then to follow it up going up against Palisade. Just a tough stretch for the program. Really going to look forward to next week and see how they bounce back. I believe we're going down to Summit. Or is it Battle Mountain?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I can find out in a heartbeat.
Using that thing called technology.
Yes.
But we're going to be interesting to see how they come back from the injuries. I don't think, from what I heard, Caleb Cuevas, his injury wasn't that severe. Of course, it's not me with the injury. Let's hope for the best. But unfortunately, from what I'm told, number 55, Jack Tracy, who's been one of their leaders all season, his injury might be season-ending, and that, my friends, is a tough break for the Black and Red.
And to lose Chris Morris as well. I mean, that's you got Russell and Morris were your starting running backs, and man, tough. So with 4:04 and counting left in this 3rd quarter, Sailors down 45-0. Here comes the kick. Sargent, big booming kick. This one's going to go into the end zone, and the Sailors will get it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
This is like kicking practice for number 41 of the Bulldogs.
He is a good kicker.
But again, bringing up next week, I believe the Sailors are on the road. I'm just not so sure if it's Summit or if they're going to Battle Mountain.
I'm trying to find that.
But it'd be real interesting to see how they bounce back from this. Like you said, you can give up and blame it on the injuries, or you can go to the next man in line, and see what they got.
So the Sailors have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, moving right to left in your radio dial. They've got 2 men in the backfield with Gideon, who's from the gun. Receivers to the right and left. Inside handoff, positive yards. That's long. He's got a hole. He's over the 50, to the 40, to the 30, down to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Sailors.
Outstanding job. Boy, he broke through the line of scrimmage, and he was off and running.
James Larman with the carry. You were just talking about the kid who just moved here from Granby, Colorado, Winter Sports Club athlete. I hear he's fast on skis, and he just showed he's got an extra burst.
He's an athlete. He's a good kid, and boy, when he got through the line of scrimmage, got into the middle of the field of the Palisade Bulldogs, he was off and running, and a kid who's come into the program and has become popular with his teammates immediately for his love of the game just went up another notch in popularity.
So just like that, the Sailors
preventing the shutout
on the board, make it 45-6. Here comes the extra point attempt by Ovi, and that one is good.
Nice.
So 45-7, the Sailors making it a little respectable here. The hometown crowd.
Boy, Larman had some wheels there coming, huh?
Yeah, and he's just a junior, my friend. So next week, the Steamboat Sailors will be down in Battle Mountain. The following Friday on the 25th, they will be home against the Summit County Tigers.
I believe that's homecoming, right?
Yeah, and that is a winnable game for your Steamboat Sailors. And then on Friday, November 1st, they are on the road against the Eagle Valley.
You know, the next 4 games are all winnable. They really are. If they could get a break from the injuries, get some of the guys back there, and just keep developing the program. You know, if you got 2 guys in your backfield, like number 32, Larman, and number 40, Russell, to support the freshman quarterback and the receiver core. You know, one thing we haven't seen tonight is the receivers, for the most part, have been coming down with the balls that are catchable, and that's good. That really is good to see. They could develop something if they could put together a 3 or 4 games win streak to run out the season. Well, that'd be a nice way to finish up.
Certainly would. Big shout out to Alpine Lumber, employee owned and operated, the contractor's choice, and the homeowner's friend. Sailors are going to kick off after the 75-yard touchdown run by Larman. Great play there by the junior. Here comes the kick by Hovey. Big high kick. Nice kick. And that one's going to be fielded at the 14-yard line by the Bulldogs. Over the left side goes Sparks. He's still on his feet at the 21, running across the field, and he is taken down at the 23-yard line.
Nice job, really. You know, not only a great job on the kick, but the downfield coverage there was really, the Sailors really did a nice job. It's great to see this team not having any quit, and a great job getting down there to make the tackle by number 26, Jaden Kemry, another one of the juniors out there. Really nice job by the special teams.
First down, 10 to go here for the Bulldogs. Ball, well, that's going to do it for the third quarter. So we will change sides. And we are going to start fourth quarter action, and they've already... No. It looked like they just started running.
We're starting the clock. We're cold.
It's cold up here.
We're going to start the clock.
It's about 20 degrees warmer in the booth than it is outside, and we've got it a little brisk.
It's about 50 degrees warmer than that Middle Park game we did.
I think, Baden, are you happy to be up here in the booth hanging out with us knuckleheads? It's not that bad, is it? Baden Park doing a wonderful job on the camera. You can watch this game at Steamboat Radio's YouTube page. We've got Monroe Parks over there operating the camera as well, waving to the...
28.
Is what? 28 degrees.
28 degrees.
Balmy.
Yeah.
I hate to think that mountain biking season is over, but even with the warm weather, this snow is going to have a hard time melting. Certainly it's over at elevation. Let's hope we get a little more riding on Hallison.
All right, so Palisade Bulldogs have it at their own 25-yard line to start this fourth quarter. Sailors down 45-7, handoff over the right side. And a good job by your Sailors D there as number 32 only got a few yards.
That really was. Good job on the interior, and I think that was a kid who's really becoming one of my favorite players out there. Number 12, Ben Bogan, a sophomore, who I'll tell you what, when that kid wraps his meaty paws around you, you're going down. And that was a solo tackle in the interior, fighting off the big offensive line of the Bulldogs. Great job there by number 12, Bogan.
Second down, 8 to go for the first. Ball marked down at the 27-yard line of Palisade. Harrison, the quarterback, man in motion. Handoff over the right side. That's 34, Caleb Hicks, picking up almost 7 yards on the play. He's going to be close to the first.
That was your collision of the game right there. He had a little head of steam going.
Who tackled him?
I think it was number 32, Larman, who got in on that tackle.
Well, I like the way Larman has been playing.
He is definitely assimilated into this program well.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball marked down to the 39-yard line of Palisade. 10:47 left in this ball game. Bulldogs on top of your Sailors, 45-7. And inside, no. Oh, nice job by the Sailors reading that one. Little option play. And Harrison, the quarterback, held on to that one just a little bit too long.
And there was a little ruckus going on down here between number 10 of the Bulldogs and number 4, Leo Davies. And they had to be a good 30, 40 yards away from the ball, but the referees waved it off. And I'll say this tonight. Referees are doing a good job. They're letting these kids play, and no ticky-tack penalties. Are calling a good game.
They certainly
How about
are.
That, huh?
You know they're calling a good game because we're not talking about them right now.
Yeah, exactly.
2nd down, about 17 to go for the first. Ball marked down at the 28-yard line of Palisade. One receiver off to the right, 2 men in the backfield, man in motion. Pitch play over the left side there to Hicks. Hicks has got positive yards, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds after picking up about 7 or 8 on the play.
Good job by the Sailors to stretch the play off to the side. I think that was number 52, Ryan Hansen, getting in on the play, getting in on the tackle. They did a good job to prevent the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
So about 3rd and 7 to go. 9:23 left in this ball game. Sailors down 45-7. Ball marked down at the 38-yard line of Palisade. Man in motion, right to left, pitch to him over the left side of the line. He's got the first down out to about the 48-yard line. Nice run there by Moises Marquez. We got some stuff going on down there, Mike. What's happening?
Looked like number 23, Ezra Moyer, in on the tackle. Nice job. Big collision there on the field. The tough thing is when the Bulldogs pulled to the outside, the ball carrier's got like 10 yards of open space in front of him and almost can't help short of tripping on picking up the first down.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball marked down at about the 47-yard line of Palisade. Palisade, little misplay there, but they get the handoff off, picking up positive yards there as 15, Donovan Maestas makes the run and picks up about 6 or 7.
Nice job by number 75, Aiden Story, getting in there on the tackle, as well as number 70, I think for the Sailors, who stepped up to play the D-line a bit. Number 70, Alec Longfellow, another sophomore out there who's having an impact on the game in this second half.
CSU Rams up 28-14 now, third quarter action against New Mexico. One receiver off to the right. One in tight to the left, one man in the backfield, inside handoff. Little option play by Harrison. He keeps that one, and he is going to get himself a first down, a pickup of about 8 yards on the play.
Cash Merring, number 66 for the Sailors, in on the tackle. And, you know, this power running game for the Bulldogs, and when they're faking it up the middle, it's freezing the Sailor linebackers. The ball carrier is allowed to bounce to the outside, pick up 5 to 10 yards on almost every carry.
1st and 10, ball marked down in the Steamboat 40. Bulldogs on the prowl. 7:09 left in this ball game. Clock is ticking. Mercy rule in effect. 45-7 the score. Bulldogs on top of the Sailors. That's an inside handoff over the right side of the line for Serrani. And Serrani for the Bulldogs picks up about 6 or 7.
That was interesting. His lead blocker was his quarterback, who handed him the ball
and then got in front of him.
Down in front, and was lead blocking for him.
It's an interesting play. I can't imagine Tom Brady or Drew Brees running a play like that. Wow. Palisade Bulldogs playing team football here. They are certainly the class right now of Western Slope football. 2nd down. 2 yards to go for the first. Handoff to Sparks over the right side. Positive yards. And that's going to be a first down.
I'll tell you, the opponents going up against the Bulldogs here in the next few weeks are going to have their hands full, because this is a team that is really disciplined and plays well in all 3 facets: offense, defense, special team. And their coaches are calling great plays, searching out the weaknesses of the Sailors' defense, which right now would be, with missing their senior leadership, their defensive line and their linebackers. And this Bulldogs team, I'd be surprised not to see them playing for a while.
One receiver wide to the right, man in motion. Handoff over the left side of the line to Grieger. And he's going to pick up positive yards. But a good job there by your Steamboat Sailors. In on the tackle, number 37, Otis Vandekop.
And number 12, Ben Bogan again. The two of them teamed up to have a nice defensive stop there.
Otis, a sophomore. Otis, my main man. 2nd down, 5 to go. Ball now outside the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Knocking on the red zone, 5 minutes and counting left in this ball game. Sailors down 45-7. Harrison under center. Oh, ball down. Sailors may have gotten it.
I think they did. I think that was a Sailor recovering. It was.
Quarterback center exchange muffed.
That is just outstanding. You love to see this team not giving up. And that is exactly what the Sailors were looking for. I'm not positive. I saw him coming off the field, but I think that was number 71, Slowey, in on stripping the ball. Not sure who recovered it, but I think it was 71 on the strip.
So the Sailors catch a big break here as they get the ball at their own 20-yard line on the turnover. 2nd turnover of the game here for the Bulldogs, and that was just a center quarterback exchange muff. Ball goes down, and the Sailors, opportunistic, pick it up. Gideon, the freshman quarterback, he's got men to his right and left, inside handoff there. Larman again gets the ball and falls forward for a few.
You might be wondering why would they do a handoff off center this late in the game, but it worked one time.
Yeah.
Larman gets in if he can get by the line of scrimmage, he's got some wheels and he can put 70 yards behind him.
He showed he's got some afterburners. That's going to bring up a 2nd down, 8 to go for the first. Ball marked down at the Sailors 22. Steamboat moving left to right on your radio dial. Gideon, the quarterback. He's got one receiver to the right, one to the left. Gideon from the gun with 2 running backs to his right and left. Handoff over to the left side, left and right, always a challenge. And that looks like number, I don't know who that is. 22, Jevin Hovey.
Yeah, Hovey on the
Hovey's
carry.
having a nice game.
He is. Picked up good yardage there.
I think that was 32 that was running the ball.
Oh, was
32 was
that
it?
Otis
James
Vanderkamp?
Larman?
Or Larman?
Larman again?
Is it Larman? You got a couple old guys here.
32-22. I mean, it's a blur out there.
3rd down, 2 to go. Clock rolling here, 2:49 left in the ball game. Sailors down. Gideon with the hard count there, trying to draw the Bulldogs off. Misplay here. Quarterback keep over to the left side. He's got the first down. Gideon showing he's got some wheels. First run of the game.
Picked up the first down, but I'm telling you what.
It's a broken play.
Coaching staff is just cringing. He's your 3rd quarterback out there. You don't want to see him on a cold night like this taking any unnecessary hits. But a great job by number 3, Cade Gideon. No quitting the freshman there.
1st and 10 for the Sailors. Gideon's got the Sailors on the move with Kemry wide to the left. Is that Kemry? No, I'm sorry. That's Brody Bosick wide to the left. Trips off to the left now. One receiver to the right. Gideon from the gun. Back to pass. He's got time. Throws it up.
He's got a man.
That one's caught. First down, Sailors down to the 32-yard line. A big pass and catch. Was that Bogan?
I think it was. Number 12, Ben Bogan, coming up with a huge reception. That was number 12, Bogan. Down the middle of the field, he overthrew the triple coverage, and Bogan came up with a huge reception. Great job. Number 3, Cade Gideon, a beautiful throw. Put it in the only place the receiver could come down with it.
2 receivers to the right. Throws that ball up to the right. He's got a man. That one's caught. Oh! Tipped off the defensive back's hand. And is that Bogan again? Nope.
I don't think
Number
so.
10, Cody Mousley. He came back. What? He's a little dinged up. He's limping right now. But Mousley made a nice play. It looks like he turned his ankle on the turf.
He did. Really good job maintaining focus on the tip ball.
So 1st and 10 for the Sailors from the 10-yard line. Sailors knocking on the door here. Handoff over the left side to Larman. Larman gets knocked down for a 1-yard loss.
You really want to see him put another touchdown on the board. Unfortunately, they're fighting the clock. There's only 30 seconds left. They're going to have to spread the field and go for the immediate touchdown strike.
I'd call a timeout.
Yeah, I would.
I'd call a timeout.
I would, for sure. For sure. Give your guys a chance to put a touchdown on the board.
Clock's still rolling here with 20 seconds.
Why not?
Right. 2nd down.
It's going to be the last play of the game.
This will be the last play as it's winding down. And throwing the ball. And that one's going to fall incomplete. And that's going to do it.
Call timeout now. Call timeout now.
No, Sailors want to. So that's going to do it. And that's going to do it for our broadcast. But a nice second half. Sailors fought hard. Yeah. Mercy rule in effect.
I mean, you know what it was when they came out from the half. I said, you just got to have your team prepared. Let's play a half of football. And that's what they did. It was a draw. They each got a touchdown. Sailors put one on the board. Palisade did. Sailors played good in the second half. Unfortunately, I have a computer system at the diner that's brand new. I got to tap out. I got to head back down there.
Well, thank you very much, Mike Deemer. Great job today. Thanks to Baden Park, Monroe Parks. We're parked here in the booth. We will be calling some Sailor soccer tomorrow. Lawn Chase will be down in Evergreen. Keep it locked right here for details on that. We will return to regularly scheduled programming in just a few. Sailors Sports brought to you by our friends at Yampa Valley Bank, Alpine Lumber, Mountain View Car Wash, Russell's Auto Salon, Steamboat Ace Hardware, the Paoli Group. Celebrations, formerly in Celebrations of Kids, our latest sponsor, celebrating the grand reopening tomorrow from open till 7 o'clock with a brand new arcade, 1,600 square foot candy store, free games, and Hawaiian shaved ice all day. Go check it out. Downtown Steamboat. Also like to thank Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rentals, Johnny B. Good's Diner, and Burlette Roofing. I'm Brian Harvey saying so long from Gardner Field. The Sailors lose a tough one to a very strong Palisade Bulldog team, 45-7. You are tuned to KTYV Sports on FM at 105.7 and on the World Wide Web at SteamboatRadio.com.
Merry celebrations.
Johnny B. Good's Diner, Burlette Roofing, Mountain View Car Wash, Steamboat Ace Hardware, Russell's Auto Salon, Mountain Mattress and Furniture, Steamboat Resorts by Wyndham Vacation Rental,
And the Paoli Group with Colorado Group Realty.
Steamboat Sailors football on KTYV's